Hey everyone, how you doing? Well, I thought I would do a short update because I've actually had a bit of a disaster. Not entirely sure why, but I have my theories. So before we do that, just wanted to show you what I've done so far. So I've sprayed the body, and it looks really good. And I'm going to do some Aztecing on here because I've got my three colours. Now the prime colour is this one. This very nice colour. And then what I'm going to spray these areas, and also on here as well, is another metallic green, but slightly darker. And then for the photon torpedo tube launcher and some other areas, like on there as well, and other places, I'm going to be spraying a nice dark green, and that's going to simulate the different types of metal, and that will look really nice. I'm really happy with that, and I've also picked out some extra ones that aren't in the instruction manual because I just want to do some extra ones on it. So I'm happy with that, and that's going exactly as it should. Anyway, main problem I have is, you probably remember from the last video that these are sprayed red. Well, when I was masking and going around the edges and putting the maskers on and cutting off the excess mask, the paint was lifting, and I gave it 3 days to dry, and I was like, well, what's happening here? So anyway, I bit the bullet. I basically rubbed it all off, and I went back down to plastic. There's a fair bit of rubbish in here now from I was taking the other one off, so that's not a problem. I can remove that. But what I'm left with is, and this was only half done, I only put half the primer on it, is I've been left with like a bubbly orange peel, really bad, like lizard effect. I've seen these before, but I've never quite come across it before on one of my models. If I can catch it on this one, if I can bring it right up to the camera, see if the camera can catch it. You might be able to, or might not be able to see it. It's quite bad. Now, from what I researched, from what I've been able to understand, because this is basically chemistry now, it's a combination of things. It's a combination of the plastic, the mixing of the paint, how the paint is taken to the plastic, also atmospheric conditions, age of the paint, and all sorts. But anyway, what it's left me with is an area that's basically, I can't really paint this, and I don't want that. Let's see if I can really get it. You probably can just about see it there. If I bring the light right in, you might be able to see it. So what I'm basically left with is, I'm going to have to, because I don't want to strip this down, because obviously I've got all the lights and all the electrics in here. So if I use like a paint stripper or something else, it's going to damage those, and I don't want to do that. And so what I'm going to do is basically sand all this down and start again. It's the only thing I can really think of, and that's going to take me absolutely weeks to probably do, days to do actually. I mean, getting all the rubbish out of here, like all the bits and pieces from all that is not a problem, but it's this like lizard texture that's the real problem. I'm not entirely sure how the model will look after I finish doing that, and I may lose some of the detail, but the only other option I have is to basically throw all this away. I don't want to do that because I've put so much time and effort not only into the guns but also into the body. The body's working out fine. I don't know why the wings are being so problematic, but they are, and it needs to be dealt with. And this is the fun and joy really of scale modelling, is when you're hit with these problems, how you either throw it away and start again, or you overcome them. So I'm going to try and overcome it and try and save these wings really, because I do want a Klingon bird of prey model. So that's how it's been left. You can probably really see it on there. It's really bad all around here. So that's basically where I am at the moment. So it's probably going to take me about a week or two to sort this out, and then put a fresh coat or a primer on, and then I'll go from there really. I suspected something was wrong when I was putting the masks on, and then where I was cutting in between all these, in between all the, where the feathers are, and then taking the excess out from the middle. Yeah, the paint in the middle was actually lifting, so I took one of these off and the paint just come right off, right down to the primer, and I was like, well, that's never happened before. And I gave this 3-4 days to dry, so I know there's a major issue here. And then when I put this primer on and the whole thing just turned into like lizard skin, then I knew that there's a big problem. What it is it the plastic? Is it the paint? Is it the way I'm mixing it? Is it atmospheric conditions? I think it's a combination of all of them actually. So the only thing I can do is basically rub all this down so it's nice and smooth, clean it up with some of this, and then start again really. If however it does it again, I'm not prepared to do it again, because you end up being on a roundabout, and so I'll just call it a day on this kit and just throw it away and start a new one. And that's another thing about the hobby, is you just got to know when to walk away when something doesn't work, so I'm hoping that after I put a lot of time and effort into smoothing this off and getting it back down to plastic, that my primer, because I use this type of primer, this would be okay. Then I will mix it up a bit different, but in the meantime I'm left with some rather serious problems here. So anyway guys, if not I manage to sort this out, I'll make another video and upload it. But until then, you all have an awesome weekend and take care. Bye now.